Let's all give a big round of applause for Jon Jones. He just became, not too long ago, the longest reigning UFC champion in history. Let's also give a big hand for Tom Aspinall, our boy, the guy who just became the longest reigning interim champ in history. Funny thing about that, they have the same number of fucking defenses. Tom Aspinall's the interim champion. This situation has gotten worse, and it's come to a fucking head, and the only people to blame, to be honest, Jon Jones, of course, right? It's always fucking going back to this guy. And honestly, Dana White, Hunter Campbell, the matchmakers, the UFC brass. This shit's gotten fucking insane that this guy hasn't been... Let me slow down. We're going to get into all this, right? I'm sure everybody's seen his recent little like tirade that he's been going on Twitter. We're going to go into all this too. Jon Jones right now, he fought Stipe in November. Tom Aspinall fought Curtis Blades in I think June or July of last fucking year, right? For the interim gold. Because Jon Jones got injured. He was training, funny enough, with fucking Curtis Blades for the Stipe fight. Anyway, he got injured. He fought fucking Stipe in November. We all know this story, right? Ever since that fucking title defense, and he was talking about maybe defending against Johnny Walker or the likes of a Jamal Hill, a good fucking stylistic matchup for him. He's been fucking doing fuck all. You know what I mean? Right now he's getting a bag filming the fucking Russian version of Tough with cardio merchant Nate Diaz, out of all people, in Russia or Thailand or wherever the fuck they are. This is the GOAT of the sport on screen right now, right? Fucking the killer Jon Jones, GOAT of the sport, hugging up and kissing on this fucking guy. This man is a fucking terrible representation of MMA. It's never been bigger, the sport. UFC has never been bigger, and this is the fucking guy, you know, the lack of stars. This is the fucking guy hugging up and kissing on this fucking dude right now, and whenever he's not in fucking camp, working towards fighting the next dude up, the dude who's an interim champion right now. It's insane. It's insane. It's disgusting. It's fucking everything. It's a disgrace to the sport, like I said. Let's get into some of his tweets because this shit blows my mind. Right, so here, we have this guy asking him, how does it feel to be retired? Jon says, I don't know if I want to call it retired. I feel like I'll always have an ability to pop out and show him. Cheeky little reference to fucking Kendrick, right? Don't think Kendrick fucks with wife beaters, Jon. Just a thought. I've had many breaks throughout my career. My identity outside of fighting is well intact. I'm genuinely enjoying life, and I'm growing in different ways. Vacate the fucking belt, bro. If you're going on this fucking life journey and maybe you're attempting to become an actual fucking good person, vacate the belt. Stop holding on to the fucking UFC heavyweight belt if you're not going to fight. You know, here we have another one. Haters will always get you paid the most, he's replying to. Bro, it's crazy. I can't walk more than 2 feet here in Thailand without taking a picture. My Russian fan base and my UK fan base has somehow exploded. Everything is working out for the good. For my good. Another one. What exactly are your plans? Hey, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know, you're fucking in limbo and Tom Aspinall isn't fighting because first of all, who the fuck is going to fight, right? That's another conversation. But there's no point in defending an interim belt whenever you don't have a fucking fight booked. And Tom Aspinall does not have a fucking fight book because he's waiting on you. He says, to continue to monetize this amazing brand that I've created. So what Jon Jones is doing, right? He defended it against Stipe, right? He had that successful title defense. Good win, but it's against, let's be honest, it's against a fucking old man, fucking firefighter Stipe. Hadn't fought in 4 years. They marketed it as the greatest heavyweight of all time because he had the most defenses, which Stipe was. He was dominant, right? He was fine. And then versus the GOAT of the sport. So I'm sure that incurred a lot of casual viewers and everything like that. And more people will be able to find out about Jon Jones, you know, not knowing his fucking dark past and what a piece of shit this guy is. But that's fine, bro. You want to monetize your brand. You want to go make these appearances, go out and do brand deals. That's perfectly fine. But you can't fucking hold up the division, right? Because to people who really care about the sport, people who really care about the future of the sport, the future of the heavyweight division in general, you're doing nothing but tarnishing whatever's left of your legacy. If you separate the fight from the fighter, Jon Jones undefeated, blah, 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 this and that. But look at the way bro's going out. You know, you can't fucking go. This is sad. You can't go out this way. You know what I mean? It's terrible. It's terrible for your legacy. Real ones know everything that you've done in your career. Fucking beating your wife, running into a pregnant woman, the long list, right? A steroid cheat, all that kind of stuff. You know? But it's fucking ruining your legacy. And this is a guy that really, really gives a fuck because he's in all these fucking people's replies talking to him, defending his position on why he's not fighting Tom or why he's not even hinting at another fight, hinting at retiring constantly. You know, here's a video where, again, he's talking about monetizing his brand.
Part of it. I make really good money doing really, really silly things. You know, show up to a party for half an hour, $100,000. You know, sign a few items for $100,000. You know, I barely leave my house for anything less than $100,000 these days.
Cool, bro. Barely leave your house for anything less than $100,000. That's fucking fine. But let's not act like you haven't been fucking getting paid great throughout your whole career. So you wait till the fucking... I wonder why, though. First of all, I wonder why that you weren't able to do these things, or at least we didn't see you do these things a couple years ago, or maybe before. Maybe because you had issues with DUIs, constantly fucking drinking while driving, misuse of a firearm, while you're fucking drunk, bro. You know what I mean? Getting inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame for the Gustafsson fight, great fucking fight. But that same night, going and beating your fucking wife in front of your kids, bro. You know, so he got the belt, and now he's using it as an opportunity to make as much money as possible, which fair play to him, right? You know, fair play. Go make that money. But fucking, you should fight in the meantime. I think what he's doing is he's making all this money and he's using the belt as a way to say, like, not only am I to go to the sport, I'm the fucking current heavyweight champion in the UFC, which is lacking stars, by the way, because one of the biggest stars, Alex Pereira, just lost to Ankalaev. You know that Jon was fucking pissed about that, because if that Alex Pereira fight was still there, that would be the next fight. We probably would have already gotten an announcement. That probably would be headlining International Fight Week. Let's be completely honest. Jon Jones versus Alex, if he would have won. You know? But this whole fucking idea about monetizing your brand, do that out of the fucking UFC, because what you're doing is you're holding up the fucking division. You know? Here we can see somebody replying saying, what was he replying to? So Jon said, stripped, do I come across as the type of person who cares about things like that? We know his history with being stripped. I think he got stripped, 3 times? You know? He said, y'all barking up the wrong tree. I told the UFC my plans a long time ago. I have no clue why they haven't shared them with you guys yet. Listen, you asked me. He gave them a number. They met the number, and he didn't think that they would fucking meet him the number. I think meet the number. I think Joe Rogan was saying that it was like 30 million or something he was asking for, which, to be completely honest, on paper, 16 title defenses, the youngest champion in UFC history. I think he beat 5 coming up. He beat 5 consecutive. He was the only fighter to ever beat 5 consecutive UFC champions, previous UFC champions, on that reign that he was making whenever he was just starting out. You know, Lyoto Machida, Rampage, all those people. That's fine. Get paid. But if the UFC is going to meet you halfway, then fucking take the fight. Don't just use that as, again, a stalling mechanism to be able to go and monetize your brand like you're saying. Do that outside of the sport. This shit is disgusting, bro. This is disgusting. It's ruining the sport. It's ruining the heavyweight division. But it is also on the UFC. They constantly, I think they've told Tom Aspinall like a couple times, oh, you're going to find out for sure tonight what's going to happen. This has happened like I think 3 times, Tom has said. At this point, Tom said he doesn't even care about fighting Jon Jones anymore. He wants the undisputed gold, and he deserves the undisputed gold. He's in the prime of his career. He's like 32 or 34 or something, which is obviously, it's young for heavyweights, right? It's on the UFC too at the same fucking time, you know, because they're allowing Jon Jones to do this thing. They made Ilia Topuria vacate the belt in order to move up to lightweight. He wanted to fight Islam, but he wanted to make the move to lightweight. He couldn't make the weight cut anymore at featherweight, which, in my opinion, he should have been able to keep the belt. You could have had a massive fight with Islam. But again, we all know Islam, if Bilal lost, he was going to move up, which is what's happening now because Bilal lost to JDM. But the same thing for Islam Makhachev. Fucking Islam Makhachev, the dude who takes fights on 24 hours notice, one of the most exciting, dominant champions that we have right now. The most dominant champion we've ever had in the lightweight division, let's be completely honest. He's more dominant than Khabib. At least more exciting. Maybe not more dominant. There's probably an argument there for Khabib. But they also made Islam Makhachev vacate the belt. If fucking Islam Makhachev can't keep the lightweight belt and move up to fight JDM and have a chance at becoming a double champion, I don't know who the fuck can. You know what I mean? Because he's the most deserving to make a move like that, to do something like that, especially being one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. But then here's Jon Jones, the UFC just letting him sit on the fucking heavyweight belt and do nothing about it. You know, they can negotiate with him, right, and meet his number. But at what point do you fucking pull the plug on this whole situation? Say, Jon, you know what? If you're not going to fight, fine. We're stripping you. Tom is going to fight for undisputed gold. If there's no unification that's going to go on, then we're going to fucking take the belt from you, bro. They had no problem taking the belt from him in the past, you know, with those situations. Again, this is the dude that they fucking have a conflicted relationship with. But at the end of the day, they'll do shit like move the fucking the event, I think like a week beforehand, because he popped for the performance enhancing drugs in his system. They moved it from Vegas to fucking California to appease this guy. You know, Jon Jones, this guy's the biggest piece of shit, but he has insane treatment, and I do not understand why. I refuse to believe that Jon Jones is a bigger pay-per-view draw than Islam Makhachev. That might be a little bit of a hot take, but Islam is fucking huge. He's Khabib. He's in the Khabib camp. He has everything like that. But somebody who's deserving like Islam Makhachev to have a shot at double champ, they take the belt from him. But Jon Jones, once again, is allowed to just sit on the fucking heavyweight belt. It does not make any fucking sense. And it's been a long fucking time. No, the November fight happened. A month later, December. Let's start talking about Tom. January, February, March. It's fucking May now, and we still have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. It sounds like Tom honestly doesn't have any idea what's gonna happen. You know, and he's Jon Jones is still talking on Twitter, talking about retiring. He was in a video with this other guy on FaceTime, and he was telling him, hey, Jon, you still got 10 years, right? And he was like, no, I'm done. If you're done, then vacate the fucking belt. But again, this is the UFC enabling him to do this. Why they're doing that? You know, there could be an argument to be made that the rights deal is up. They're leaving ESPN. Pay-per-view sales are down. ESPN's not satisfied with that. They're not satisfied with the platform that ESPN has. There's a lot of issues with the streaming. You know, there's always issues with a lot of the pay-per-views or fight nights. So it could be they're just holding in the belt. You know, hey, whoever they're shopping around to get the rights deal. Hey, if you want Jon Jones and MSG, Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, you know, come with us. Using it as a bargaining chip, it makes sense business-wise, but at what point is you holding up the heavyweight division? Not that there's a lot of contenders, but holding up the legacy of Tom Aspinall, because Tom Aspinall is primed and ready to go to be the face of the UFC. Tom Aspinall, right? The guy who has the shortest average fight time right now. He just decreased it with his defense of the fucking interim belt against Curtis Blades, and they're refusing to fucking promote him. It should be Tom Aspinall. Let's get Tom Aspinall to fight, because Jon Jones is on the way out anyway. He does one more fight against whoever the fuck, or he's retiring. You know, we don't know. That's what we're speculating right now. Chances are he's going to fucking retire and not fight Tom. Then you need to jump on the train that is Tom Aspinall. This guy's brand friendly as fuck. He's just this nice British dude. You know, even in his call out to Jon, hey, Jon, I respect you. I just want to fight you. Like, this guy's just a nice fucking guy, super brand friendly, and he's a demon. He has the touch of death, like Pereira-esque, but a super exciting heavyweight. Everybody loves the heavyweight fights. You know, people often get knocked out in the heavyweight fights. You have somebody who touches people and they fall. You know, he stepped up on short notice against Sergey Pavlovich to fight for the. You know what? That's when he got. That's when he got undisputed against Sergey. Stepped up on short notice. You know, Bisping ass did that whole thing, knocked him out in the first round. I mean, this guy, all his fights go to finish. You know, he has the one loss, or he has another loss before that, but the recent one against Curtis Blades, but he got hurt. He got injured in the first fucking 5 seconds of the fight. You know, this guy is primed to be marketed. This guy's super exciting. This guy's young, hungry, and he wants to do nothing but fight. But he's being held up by not only the UFC, but also Jon Jones himself, not vacating that belt. There needs to be a unification fight, or they fucking strip Jon Jones, since they're in the business of forcing champions to give up the belt to make their next move. You know, I mean, this shit is, it's insane. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I'm tired of Jon Jones, honestly, getting to do these things. You know, I thought that, you know, in the UFC, they do the whole freedom of speech thing, right? Which is fine. I love it. I'm all for that, freedom of speech. You should be able to say whatever you want without repercussions. You know, it's just you yourself are going to reap those repercussions based on whatever you say. But as far as the UFC punishing you, the fucking Bryce Mitchell situation, right? They'll talk, they'll do whatever, but you're not going to get cut. Jon Jones beat his fucking wife. I don't know what the line is to get cut or get some kind of discipline, but unfortunately, they can't use that because there's somebody else who beat their fucking wife. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's why they're kindred spirits. That's why Tom is allowed to keep his belt, but people like Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev aren't. You know, I just think at some point the future of not only the UFC but the heavyweight division, it needs to move on. You're sacrificing so much for Jon Jones. You know, the guy got a finish against Cyril Gane. Great finish, but let's be honest, Cyril. It was a good fight, right? Jon Jones returned to Jon Jones entry to heavyweight. He got the sub on Cyril Gane, but Cyril Gane kind of folded a little bit, to be completely honest. He kind of gave that choke to Jon Jones. You know, that's fine. A win is a win. He beats fucking Stipe Miocic, spinning back kick, nice, nasty, good win. But fucking retire, bro. If you're not gonna fight the next up and comer, retire. He's being enabled by the UFC. I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. He's out here fucking kissing dudes in Thailand, you know, his dumbass. It's fucking insane. Another quote from him: "I'm over here sipping on a coconut, and you're talking about when you're gonna fight." No shit, you're the heavyweight champion of the fucking division, bro, of the UFC. And Tom Aspinall is primed and ready to fucking go. And they're not enabling him, dude. At a time when there's less and less superstars. We don't have Izzy anymore. He's on a fucking skid. We don't have Hamzat. We don't have Alex. He just lost to Ankalaev. Suge's not a fucking a champ anymore. You know, he lost to Marab. Tom Aspinall is the saving fucking grace of the UFC. The British market. Everybody loves fucking Tom Aspinall. He's right there. And you're fucking refusing to use him for this fucking dude. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. You know? If you're going to meet him with the money, meet him with the money. And if he's not taking it, bro, we're gone. We're moving on. The UFC is massive now. They don't need fucking Jon Jones. They really don't. It's going to hurt the sport as far as the proper exchanging of the belts. But Tom Aspinall fighting Jon Jones and beating him is the ideal scenario. Or Tom loses and Jon gets a ride off in the sunset as the fucking GOAT, right? But he doesn't want to lose. Clearly, he doesn't want to lose. I don't think he's scared of Tom Aspinall. I think he's just scared of losing because then he retires on a loss, you know? But if you're going to fucking retire, again, fucking retire. Ugh, we can't lose this fight, to be completely honest. They need to either make it happen as soon as fucking possible. As soon as possible, they need to let the fan base know what's going on with this fight. It's been long enough. He can't fucking pull a Conor and just get up to... He's not really pulling a Conor because Conor went up to the fucking fight and just decided to pull out with the fucking toe injury. At least we got a fight week built up. But he's not doing nothing. He's just sitting on the heavyweight belt, and it's disgusting, and it's a disgrace to the sport. You know? At this point, it's Jon Jones. It's been Jon Jones. It was Jon Jones in the Francis Ngannou fight. No matter how much fucking Dana White loves to say it wasn't Francis Ngannou, you can make the argument Francis should have stayed. He shouldn't have gone to make the pay. But what the fuck? You know what I mean? They're spinning the narrative that Jon Jones wanted to fight Francis, but Francis was ducking. Same situation's happening again. Obviously happening again a little bit different, right? But at what point is it fucking Jon Jones just clearly ducking people with tremendous knockout power? It's ridiculous, right? I'm sick of it. Jon Jones needs to be stripped. This is fucking Dana White's fault. Take the belt from this motherfucker. Take the belt. Anyway, all right. I'm sure fucking Shumshit's going to pop off tomorrow. He's going to go on another Twitter tirade. Hopefully the Russian version of Tough and Nate Diaz, the cardio merchant. That shit ends as soon as possible so we can get some insight on what the fuck Jon Jones is going to do next. Because Tom Aspinall is in the prime of his career. I don't give it another 6 months. He needs to move on. It needs to be for undisputed gold. Has to be. There needs to be unification. If not, strip him. He's out of here. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe.